Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to see you and welcome back to innoXjogja 2020. Today is our first day and it's actually we come to the end of the day. It's the last session of the panels and I'm so happy for all the panelists and also the moderator are already here in the room. I want to introduce you before we start the panel session. Please do remind, check out our Jublia platform for innoXjogja, and don't forget to check out all the virtual booths and also of all our participants in this session of innoXjogja. You can connect and you can check it out where they are from and you can connect to make a future of a collaboration. Of course, that's what we propose in innoXjogja, and hopefully this platform can help all of us from around not only Indonesia and Yogyakarta, but also all Asia. All right, let's get through the last session of this panel session. I'll be happy to introduce you my friends, my friends from Bandung that will moderate this one with the theme of the evolution of virtual communities and culture. Please presenting later on with the moderate by Herry Fahrur R, the digital startup and community engagement of Indigo, and with the panel session with Winta, Tridhatu Satwi Kasanti, Director of Centrino Universitas, Kristen Duta Wacana, and also Geri Gebyar, the General Manager of Jogja Digital Valley, and Matahari Faransahat, the Director of Creative Hub of Universitas Gadjah Mada, and last but not least, from our own and US Enterprise and Block 71, Program Head of Block 71 Indonesia, Hussein. All right, Kang Herry, I'll pass you on the screen, and hopefully you guys having a great session of our panel.
I'm mute. Thank you, Iki. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm so very glad. Thank you so much. I'm so very glad that this afternoon, finally, I can meet all of you guys here in this awesome event in innoXjogja 2020. You can, okay. Anyway, this afternoon we have a great speaker from many incubator. We have Winta, Tridhatu, Satwika Santi, and then we have Geri Gebyar. And Mas says, he asked me to call him Mas says, even though his name is Matahari Faransahat. Okay, Mas says. And then we have Hussein. I want to introduce myself. My name is Herry. I come from Indigo. Indigo is incubator powered by Telkom Indonesia. We start to be incubator since 2013, and this is our 7th year. Became the first BUMN. What's BUMN in English? BUMN incubator in Indonesia. And my daily activity to be digital startup and community engagement. My job is how to maintain our social media, our portal, and also we create event at least twice in a month. And I wish, anyway, this week, is it okay if I promote my event in this event? Anyway, in this week we have event. We have Norman Sasono as CTO Dana Indonesia. You can stalk our Instagram at Indigo for Nation. And you will find that this Tuesday we have webinar and Norman Sasono will share their insight about hacker in Indonesia. Before we want to jump to our interesting topic, the evolution of virtual communities and culture. We realized that COVID-19 for us to be institution to change our in-person community to become virtual community. So before I want to ask Winta, Geri, Masen, and Hussein, please introduce yourself, introduce your incubator. We start from, is it okay if I call you Winta without Bu or Mba? Okay. Please, Winta, introduce yourself and introduce your incubator.
Yes, currently I'm the director of the Centrino. It's a university-based incubator at Duta Wacana University at Yogyakarta, and we bring various disciplines from our faculties. There's like so many, like from the informatic technology, system informatic, architecture, product design, biotechnology, accounting, business management, theology, English education, like so many, and then the alumni as well to elaborate and create a series of innovation to solve any social, economic, and cultural problem, of course. And it's our goal as well to facilitate young entrepreneurs to establish a new startup of business in order to give a real impact to the society. And myself, my background is product design. Yes, so here we go. Salam from Jogja.
Thank you, Winta. Need to know that 7 years ago in 2013, I have spoke at your campus, at your university. At the time, Google Indonesia has an event at UKDW, right? Universitas Kristen Duta Wacana, and their community, if I not forget, the community is Google Student Ambassador. Google Student Ambassador UKDW. Okay. And then they invite me and I share about Google Apps for Education at university. The good campus, and I miss to speak again in your university. I wish you can invite me next time. And thank you. Next speaker, we have Geri Gebyar. Geri is General Manager at Jogja Digital Valley. Need to know that Jogja Digital Valley as the part of Indigo as well. And Geri represent one of the 4 of Digital Valley. Indigo has 4 Digital Valley. We have Jogja Digital Valley, and then Bandung Digital Valley, Jakarta Digital Valley, and Makassar Digital Valley. Today, Geri will share about JDV. Geri, please introduce yourself and introduce what is Jogja Digital Valley.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. You can call me Geri. I'm General Manager at Jogja Digital Valley, one of the incubator place for the Indigo powered by Telkom Indonesia, same as Mas Herry. Jogja Digital Valley, part of Indigo, and I in Jogja. Sudah 2 tahun ya. Sorry. Word decision I will use bahasa so that I easy to present. Sorry, Mr. Herry. Maybe you can translate what I have to say this question. Okay. Di Jogja sendiri, kalau untuk Jogja Digital Valley sudah dari 2013 ya. Kemudian saya di sini juga baru 2 tahun berjalan kayak gitu di Jogja, di mana Jogja Digital Valley ini salah satu inkubator milik Telkom Indonesia di bawah program Indigo, di mana kita melakukan inkubasi untuk startup-startup dari mulai funding, kemudian pendampingan, mentoring, sampai dengan ke akses market. Thank you.
Thank you, Geri. Interesting. I want to dig more about why BUMN want to join in incubator business. Next speaker, we have Mas Seis. He is the Director of Creative Hub UGM. Please, Mas Seis, introduce yourself and introduce your incubator.
Hello, thanks, Mas Herry. I'm Matahari Faransahat, Director of Creative Hub, Visible UGM, and you can call me Sais. Okay. As a learning ecosystem and incubator, Creative Hub supporting students in UGM on doing their social innovation, mainly in social entrepreneurship and social startup. CHUB established in Faculty of Social and Political Science 3 years ago, but although it's in Visipol, our program are able to facilitate students from any backgrounds as long they have a social mission. Up to now, we have around 50 talents. We call students who join our program as a talents. Improving a lot of social problems such as in education, energy, agriculture, mental health, and so forth and so on. We are happy to collaborate with all of you, and please just come to my campus, or you can see our program more in our web and IG. Thank you, Mas Geri.
Thank you, Mas Ais. And last but not least, our host from Block 71 Indonesia. Please, Hussein, introduce yourself. Introduce what is Block 71.
Thank you, Mas Herry. So welcome one and all. Thank you so much for joining us on this afternoon. I will just take this little bit of time to also sell a bit of Block 71. But of course, throughout the entire session, all of us will be sharing more about ourselves, and we hope this can ignite your interest, not just in Jogja, but in Indonesia as well. So my name is Hussein. I'm the program head of Block 71 Indonesia. We typically work very closely with university incubators like yourself, and that collaboration, ultimately led to innoXjogja, what we have today. So over at Block 71, as just like the other incubators, we are also a university incubator. We started in 2010, almost 10 years ago. Actually, next year is our 10-year anniversary. So do look out for that. There's going to be a lot of special content coming to you in 2021. We are also present. We actually just launched our 8th Block 71 in Ho Chi Minh City. So for any of you in Indonesia, or those of you who are attending this event, if you are looking to expand or move into Indonesia, do check us out from Facebook, from our website, IG as well, and our community leaders will be more than happy to also get your toes wet in Vietnam. But more on Indonesia, we started the Indonesia incubator actually in 2016, I believe so, and then it's been a long ride since then. And one unique thing actually about Block 71 that is typically different from most typical incubators is that because of our international presence, we do regularly promote our startups, and we make it easier for them to access different markets. And on top of that, we try to be as inclusive as possible. So for anyone looking to join for Block 71, it's not just restricted to the NUS students, but we welcome startups from all over the globe, especially in the areas that we are in. So that's a very brief nutshell about Block 71 and what we do. But maybe over the course of the next hour or so, we'll be able to find out more, not just from Block 71, but from our partners as well. Thank you so much, Herry.
Thank you, Hussein. I'm really curious, after COVID-19 hits our world and Indonesia, we know PSBB, not lockdown, PSBB, pembatasan sosial berskala besar. After PSBB applied in our country, how do you operate your incubator? Please start from Winta.
Do you mean like, yes, after the COVID, it's kind of like it's a tricky situation, yeah. It's kind of like isolating yourself, but in a way of, yet you are just like open up with everything. It's just kind of like, it's like cumbersome for me, like, but doing this in terms of incubator performance, we just try to more engage through our social media, of course, and then try to do the online mentoring, or just like make more database, like where people can just like brainstorm just like easily. Like I just like realized that everything should be on your palm now. So anything that you can access every time when you're busy or when you're just like relaxed, and then we're trying to find like a good like platform how to connect to each other and try to match the potential, because again, we try to focus on the internal performance, so we try to connect with the different expertise, which is like it's kind of like a hard work as well. So yes, so it's kind of like try to build a family virtually, kind of like that, like the same as what Block 71 wants to try to get as well, right? Yes, that's how so far we try to.
Thank you, Winta. And how about Creative Hub UGM? What should you do? What did you do after our government applied that PSBB is applied in our country since April 2020? Do you change your program, or you suddenly stop your program, or what is your move at the time?
Yeah, Mas Herry, it's a bit difficult, yeah, to run if we compare with the previous program we ran, and the competencies of the talents also we expect differently. I mean, before we able to chit chat, discuss, mingle together, and doing synergy in all aspect, but now we have to do in online. Actually, up now we have two program. First called Rookie Talent is a alumni from the first one. They able to work here still in a co-working space in our office, but yeah, with the COVID protocol. And the second is from talent pitching. Talent pitching is we like a talent scouting for student, and we for the second program we do it online. So it's a bit difficult, but yeah, for the material is still the same. Actually, in campus now, we doing online for the lecturing. So we do the same thing where in mentoring with the talent program. So yeah, it's different. We don't expect much, but we still able to deliver the same materials.
Thank you, Masai. So you convert all of offline event to be online event. And
Yep.
how about Block 71? Do you have another program, not only switch from offline to online, or you have another program? Hussein, please share to us.
Okay, so for us, when COVID unfortunately hit us, pretty much the same as all the other incubators like UKM, UKDW, and I'm sure JDV will share the same sentiments. We took a while to adjust, but we moved about 90% of our things online. Actually, more or less 100%. We tried to, of course, we have to comply with the local protocol and rules and regulations. So we moved pretty much everything online. But I think that the engagement changed because for Block 71, we were used to different Block 71s running different type of events. And typically, for example, if you are in Block 71 Jakarta, it's difficult for you to attend an event in Block 71 Jogja, and vice versa, right? But because everyone went online, this interconnectedness actually helped things. We realized that as we were organizing events, we were doing so many events. It was, I think, as shared by Pastor Zali earlier this morning, at one point we were doing an event every 2 days.
Every 2 days.
Yes, yeah, but different kind of events, right? Things like coffee chats and founder circle and all those kind of our own signature events. But what we realized was, although the medium changed, the people were still connected and they wanted to be connected and they embraced it. Granted, most of the founders are actually still quite young. So adapting to technology was, really fast for them. So I wouldn't say we have new programs. Rather, we still have the same programs, but we restructured them and we adapted to new technologies. Now everyone is using Zoom or Google Meets or the online mediums, right? So everyone's used to it already. So yeah, I wouldn't say we face a bit of difficulty in trying to adjust. But I would say now everyone is so used to Zoom. Even this entire conference, right, is being run virtually, whereas typically Tech in Asia and Indonesia is a huge event in Jakarta, right? Thousands of people fly in just for that one single conference. But now everything is done online, and everyone has embraced it. So we welcome the change, we adapt to it, and I think the whole community responds to it positively as well. Yeah.
Zoom in Indonesia called by platform sejuta umat because every person, every organization use Zoom. They forget that we have Skype, we have Google Meet, we have so on. But I don't know why Zoom become most popular platform in Indonesia since COVID-19. Geri, How about JDV? Is there any new program after COVID-19 hit our country?
Okay, yes, this is a very difficult situation, but we have to adjust. Maybe the incubator has a very important role in the developing the community to develop and create quality talents. And yes, during the current pandemic, it might be a little different. Where we usually do the activities offline, and now we do it virtually. Virtual, it is not easy, but we started it well because we did approach evolutionally before. We moved from offline to online activity. The activity we do virtually do not result the value of the activity, but the most difficult is technical workshop. We move the offline to online, sharing session, talk show, but not technical workshop is most difficult in Zoom.
Why technical topic is something difficult to convert to be online event? Is it something, I don't know idea, but oh, I see.
Programming at user interface, user experience, but the technical workshop programming just 2 nights, 2 days, tidak maybe technical workshop is difficult to virtual.
I get it. Hussein, you said that the engagement is one of the important things when we do an event or activities in our community. And since our topic today is the evolution of virtual communities and culture, I'm really curious. How do you change your engagement? As you know, the reason why people want to come to offline event because we need human touch. We want to talk with real human. We want to look directly, smile from real human. When can you imagine you run the event? It's 2 days. Okay, how do you change the engagement when usually offline event is so very powerful, so very touchy because we meet real person and you convert to be offline event? Is there any specific strategy to make our members feel the same feeling when they attend offline event?
Yeah, it's actually very important. We had a huge because of COVID, right? Everything changed. Trying to digitize a physical interaction is near impossible. E-commerce has been trying to do it for many years, right? Replicating the retail experience with different kind of value offerings, different kind of options. But it's still far from there. I think what we've tried to do is try to make everyone as connected as possible. Of course, things like your social media engagement increases. The number of, we try to run more events to make sure that everyone is satisfied, everyone is, that they don't feel left out. Like I mentioned before previously, between the three, I'm just using Indonesia for example, right? Between the 3 different incubators, if you are in Jogja, you don't see the Pantong events or you don't see Jakarta events. So you only see one incubators event. But by moving things online now, the accessibility is reduced. So that kind of helps in terms of engagement. We share our marketing material, not just within the individual Block 71, but across the rest of Indonesia. Now that I'm looking back to your previous question, you asked about new programs, right? We are also expanding the network in a sense that we're trying to make every single Block 71, regardless of where you are in the world, interconnected to a degree that if you are in China, for example, you can even attend this conference. So extracting every drop of, I would say, value from the network base that we've built was really key for us. We try to all the community managers and the community leaders try to engage not just the people within the block, the community block 71 incubators. We actively work with and try to reconnect with partner incubators, partner institutions, agencies, corporates, investors. All of this we try to keep them as close as possible. And then this innoXjogja is a fantastic example. We started planning for innoXjogja, or back then it was just called, I think it was called virtual, Innovation Week or something like that, like something along those lines. It was a very simple name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to Bu Winta, Mas and Mas Geri, correct me if I'm wrong with the name, but yeah, when we first planned it, right, it was a simple discussion, and we wanted to do a physical setting, but when COVID hit, the conversations just stopped, right? But we knew that we can't let this wonderful opportunity go to waste. So we reignited the conversation. So we worked through our partners to eventually reach the communities, and then through that we actually we bring everyone together, and then here we are today. So I think in terms of how the engagement has changed, it hasn't changed. Whatever was physical in the past, now Zoom, for example, can also replicate to a degree. Of course, you lose the things like smell, touch, and feel, but the more important aspects is still there. People still make time for one another in Zoom, especially in Indonesia, where sometimes you miss meetings because of traffic jams and and those kind of last minute emergencies. But because things are going online, I think people are embracing it already. So it works hand in hand.
Thank you, Hussein. Mas Ais, agree or not, but in my opinion, when we convert our offline event to be online event, we need to change our engagement strategy. And in your opinion, as director at Creative Hub UGM, what is your strategy to convert the offline engagement to be online engagement? Do you have opinion about this?
Yeah. Actually, many strategies actually, Mas Herry. Yeah, because first, before, for the program that we bring to communities and for the activities, not just for our talent, we routinely do like a sharing session in our campus at our cafe, like that. And now we do it online. So of course, yes, we saving the budget. So we able to save the budget, and then we can use the budget for another purpose. That the first strategy. And then the second, yeah, I think it's a bit a blessing. Yeah, we don't expect that when we do through online, we will reach more beneficiaries and audience than do in offline. Yeah, when we do online, fortunately, when we promote the poster or our activity, yeah, the audience register, I think, more than triple. Yeah, more than triple compared to offline. So yeah, it's one of the place that we have. But for the audience, for the all audience, like common participant is good for us. But yeah, we still struggling with our talents actually. For our talent, for the when we expect for some competencies, we a bit difficult to do it online. So yeah, like I said before, we don't expect in the same level than previous program. Thank you, Mas
Thank
Herry.
you. Thank you, Mas Sais. I think, in my opinion, there is no different about budget if we run online event. Because in my case at Indigo, if we run online event, we still need to provide consumption, snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we send the GoPay, we send we send GoPay, we send the money to Linkajja or anything, a wallet or email. So I think in my case, there is no different budget because we need to provide also for the consumption. Winta, I want to know your opinion about because we agree that we can replace human touch with technology. But however, in this situation, we need to use technology, let's say Zoom. But what is your engagement strategy? For example, if you meet somebody in real life, you can smile, you can touch him or her, you can hug him or hug her. But how to convert this human touch in the online event?
Yes. In the spirit of being grateful, we have to see the art of this isolation. This is my reflective. We in this kind of situation, I think there's like two keys. The first one is just like approachable. Like with the online, you can just like text message every like in the middle of midnight, at least like there is an automatic like thank you so much for contacting us. It's just relieving because like people just like depressed, panic, etc. You just need a buddy kind of like that. And then you're with the technology, you can just like set a system that yes, we are here for you. And then the second thing is just like personalization, like tailored for you, for your need. We need to be heard. And then by having like the questionnaire, okay, what do you need? Okay, I have a problem of dim dum 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 dum. And then if you do the workshop, you can do the pre-recorded workshop, for instance, but at least there is like a direct, like, okay, this is your problem, this is your need, you need to get this, and then it's just like, okay, it's just like there is what is that, relate to each other in that kind of thing. And then also, for instance, I want to share my, because I'm a newbie in this incubator business thing, and then I did a workshop with ABP, thank you, and then and it's really nice because I can have one-on-one workshop, which is like if we do it offline, it will be so awkward, me, and then there will be like a mentor, and then just like a bit awkward. But here, when I am here, and then they are there, and then they just like give basically what I need. And also, in terms of that identity, actually it's really interesting. We haven't done it yet, but our students, just like in Borneo, in Padang, in Papua, and they have a very like a treasure in their the hometown, and then it can give the new perspective, like what is the problem there, what we can do there. So if they're in Jogja, they will see the same thing all over and over again, and then maybe just like from the internet. But when they are there, and then they can feel and they can interact with the people, the local people, and then we see what actually the opportunity. So that kind of thing, like the tailoring system, like what is that? For personalization, and then and just like connection. That's it, I think.
What a wonderful answer, Winta. Thank you so much. Move on to Geri. Geri, actually, this is the same question, but I want to give your opinion first. That we heard Zoom fatigue. Says like in bahasa kelelahan karena menggunakan Zoom fatigue, because we always see the monitor in effect to our eyes, and then it's so very difficult to us to choose what kind of emoticon that we want to share. This is the reason why actually offline interaction is more drained if compare offline events. So when we create online event, actually make me ourselves drained, exhausted, and so on. But I'm really curious in JDV, what is your engagement strategy to keep maintain this human connection when usually people feel in the offline event to online event?
Okay, we give a bonus participant like pulsa ya.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
The GDP committed communicate with the community and startup to stay together. That is always done to realize the expectation of the community. We as facilitator provide a platform stake from them. Yes, there are talk they can create their own activity with the space they have. Our activity remain the same, sharing session with startup and community founder, online pitching. Yes, everything we can do with available technology such as Zoom. But to the honestly, this safe budget move to we give a bonus participant. But what is different is the number of participants. Our strategy is to survey them what activity material they want and we provide them. For example, online pitching is no high demand now. Maybe that.
Thank you, Geri.
Okay.
So in all your opinion, I conclude that virtual community or change our offline community to be online is must. It's a mandatory in every time, but especially in the situation COVID-19. But my question is, as incubator, how do you see the importance of incubator in building virtual communities? Does this momentum only happens in COVID-19, or will be something you maintain this online community after eternal, or what is your opinion, Hussein? Will you shut down your virtual community after COVID-19 is disappear from our country, or you will continue this virtual community until next year? Or?
Yeah, I in Block 71, we definitely will maintain the virtual community. I think the world has changed already. And I don't think we are ever going to go back to the old days where if I want to meet someone in Indonesia, I have to fly, I have to write an email, create a meeting with him, in next week, and then I fly to Jakarta and then to meet him. And then, that's not happening anymore. For, of course, a few reasons, right? Number one, traveling is going to be a lot harder for the foreseeable future, of course. So, and I think the second reason being everyone is just so used to it already. You see startups, even getting fundraising through Zoom call. Like in the past, if you were to suggest that to any investor or even for incubators to accept startups, doing an interview through Zoom is almost unheard of. The last time I ever did an interview without face-to-face was trying to get a job, and it was a phone call for an interview, right? But now it's so common. So I think it's a mix of we want to continue keeping the virtual community because we want to, and of course, and also because the community has responded because they also want it. It's a lot easier for them to get things started, to get things moving, and moving forward, all our events are going to be a hybrid. Similar to how concerts are starting to taking on the streaming platform. You see concerts in the US, but they're selling virtual tickets, and then people are watching that. So I think in terms of building communities and running incubators, we will definitely adopt a similar concept whereby you have offline events that will be, of course, be unique to that particular location. But the online component will never be left out, and people from all around the world should be able to enjoy and take part and participate in those activities. Definitely that is the future to go. That's how I feel. Maybe Mas Sais might have I don't know if you have any differences in opinion.
But before move on to Masais, your answer reminds me to my case. In Indigo, in June 2020, we decided to the first demo day online, and we were very excited that for the very first ever in Indigo history, there is investor from USA because they joined Zoom. So I think, oh, this is one of the good side from COVID-19 that every investor from around the world can see our startup. And finally, we have about four investors from USA. And I think Indigo will continue this program, Indigo Demo Day, because we can cater our investor in around the world. Masais, I'm really curious, will you terminate your online program after, let's say, COVID-19 will end next year? Will you terminate your online program, or will you continue the program, or you will combine to be hybrid program? There is online event or also offline event.
Yeah, of course, we will do hybridly. Yeah, because like I said, we got a lot of participants on online seminars, online workshop. Yeah, not just for in the Yogyakarta for the audience, but for the public in Indonesia, and mostly from the East Indonesia also. Yeah, that's why I think it's better for us to combine and doing hybridly. Yeah.
Thank you, Masai. You know what? In April 2020, when the first month of COVID-19 hit our country and our government finally applied PSBB, we did experiment doing online
Learning.
roadshow. No, online roadshow. So basically, we want to create event in Jogja with Geri in Jogja. We want to create an event in Jogja in April, and our team will fly to Jogja and run the event there. But suddenly, COVID-19 hit our country, and our team give an idea. Mas Herry, what if we create online event, online roadshow? How to create the online roadshow? Yeah, we just dedicate this event only for Jogja people. How come? Yes, we want to curate our registration, and we need to make sure, are you come from Jogja? If you are not from Jogja, you can join our event, something like our experiment, but a little bit awkward, but it works. At the event in April, finally we get for about 200% for this first online roadshow. But I think finally I get a takeaway that if COVID-19 without using roadshow is okay, because when you're online, everybody everywhere can see your online. Thank you, Masais. Winta, will you terminate your online program, or you will continue this program, because you said previously that every student in, let's say, Papua, Kalimantan, Sulawesi can share their progress. Will you terminate your online program after COVID-19 ends in our country?
No, I think it's just like, it will be hybrid, because it's really hard to adapt with this technology as well. And then every skills that you build, you cannot dismiss it. So you have to maintain it, and then it's kind of like a habit now, right? And then, but of course, because we are also mostly like, we need like a product testing for the design development, etc. It should be with the IT for the smart product as well. It should be like a offline meeting, and then so everything just like accelerate well, kind of like that. So hybrid then for Centrino.
Okay, hybrid installation. Geri, will you do the same thing, that you want to change your program become hybrid, or will be online forever?
Maybe hybrid. JDV will always manage the community and startup. The activity that we are currently doing, we will continue to do in the future, and will combine them with what we have done offline. I think that's the best solution, because it has become a new habit. Maybe I think that's the best solution. Combine the offline and online offline and online event.
Okay, I agree that online community, online event will become new normal. Some people, the next normal, whatever. Okay, thank you. This is last, not last. My another question: what is the challenge when you convert your program from offline to online? Do you want to share to us? Because in my case, the challenge is suddenly we have to send the GoPay one by one, and then we need to make sure that this is your number because we need to make sure that you are the exact person who get the money. What is your challenge when you convert your community from offline to online, Hussein?
Okay, so I'll break the question into two parts. I would say there's one part that doesn't change. Things like, you know, when you run an event, you know, making sure that the name is the same, the phone number is the same, email is the same, you know, those are all what we've been doing. So that part doesn't change, but what changes is how we engage them through social media, for example, because now people are usually at home. They don't come into offices anymore, so they tend to spend more time online. And then the way we reach out to them, of course, naturally changes. The timing that we send our emails and all that stuff also changes. So operationally, things get a little bit different. The other thing that changes is, you know, we need to be fast in adopting new technologies. I think that the way the world has changed, you know, like what you mentioned much earlier on, there is so many different streaming platforms or video call platforms like Skype, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and all these things. But Zoom became the most popular one. And I think that's also because it was one of the easiest to adopt at the very beginning. So people just started using Zoom. And it's relatively cheap compared to other solutions like WebEx, you know. So of course, I do hope that eventually Zoom can sponsor us, and then this becomes a lot cheaper. But so the community and us as a team, we adopted the technology very quickly, and this will continue to apply in the future whenever there are any new technologies that allow us to speak to our community, that allows us to organize events easier and faster. The organizing teams needs to adopt it and roll it out as fast as possible to help the community adopt it for it to become a successful event. Whereas in the past, you just need to, hey, we're running the event, this is the location, come at this time and then enjoy it, right? Now it's very different. The preparatory work happens, I think a lot more straining on the brain rather than on the body itself compared to an offline event. But yeah, I think those are the main challenges, I would say. How about yourself? You know, when you ran programs at Indigo, I'm sure that you had some similar challenges. Matahari.
Thank you, Hussein. I think in Singapore, it's not big issue. In our country, sometimes internet connectivity is huge challenge when we want to convert our event to online. So I think, okay, you are from Singapore.
That's true. That's true.
Internet is a very good, but in our country, one of the challenges is internet connectivity. But what is your opinion, Masais? What is the big challenge when you convert your offline event to online event?
The big challenge, yeah. The big challenge, yeah. Actually, we don't have any big challenge related to convert it. Yeah, just maybe different audience from local to national. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's just fine for us. And yeah, when we hold seminars, before we just able to use local speakers. Now we able to ask for national speaker as well. So I mean, yeah, better for audience to get a good speaker in a national level than before, because before speakers maybe don't know or not familiar for using online video conference or something like that. But now they are already familiar. So yeah, just easy to get national speakers.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow. So for
Yeah.
you, internet connectivity is not one of issue in our country.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. It's okay. Move on to Winta. Okay,
Yeah.
Winta. In your case, what is the big challenge when you convert your offline community to become online community instead of internet connectivity?
Yeah, I try to I want to give a new perspective. I just want to be honest, like this is me open up. Like ideally in the Disneyland story, online will be like more effective and less struggle, etc. But for me, actually, because I don't have an IT background, and then I don't.
Wow.
It's all about, because I'm product design, and then one of my colleague as well, it is Centrino, is from the business management, and then it's just really hard to get to learn a new skill, like to learn about this information technology thing, and then and for us it's just like, because people, again, like because of the connectivity anytime, and then people want a quick reaction. And then it's kind of like overwhelmed, like it's less rest for me, for us as well, like because we have to get the new method and then to adapt, probably just because we are shifting, yeah. And then also it's just like to expand like our comfort zone, like because we have to reach our out of the comfort zone and expand it. And then so we need like more people, so more people to organize everything, and then more volunteer, and then so we have to organize team, and it just depends on if you are introvert, more introvert people, and then it will be like a bit overwhelmed, but hey, we adapt. So we are human, we are adapting, and then yeah, so it will be fine. It's just like building a new habit, kind of like that. It's more, yeah, it's more managing yourself, well-being, and then, but yeah, but we have to think about all of the positive thing about the online and the wider connectivity, as Mas Matahari said as well.
Thank you for your perspective, Mbak. Geri, I don't want to say that internet connectivity is a problem because you are JDV backed by Telkom Indonesia. So I assume that your internet is good. But as you know, in our case at Indigo and also JDV, we have issue, should we use Zoom? However, Zoom is not Indonesian product, or we use CloudX. CloudX is Telkom product. So I want to, you as general manager of JDV, how do you deal when our leader, our boss say to you, Geri, you should use CloudX because CloudX is product by Telkom, but you realize that Zoom is, better than CloudX. How do you deal with these things when your leader asks you to use your internal, I mean Telkom's product for your online event?
Maybe the challenge is the target participant. Okay, yeah. We with the target we expect the and the segment we are targeting will be our own work to choose the activity that will be published. We will publish for online event. We have participant data, names, email, telephone. All we can do if we combine to the two is to give them reward. As I said earlier, such as GoPay balance, innoXjogja, or other, yes, something they can enjoy. Besides the knowledge, we give. We also want to reward choose who are always activity. Maybe internet, no problem. Zoom is we use Zoom like this, but names Telkom Indonesia product XM. I familiar to Zoom, like compatibility and stability.
So I conclude that the platform is not issue, whether you want to use Zoom or CloudX, as long as you get so many participants is your KPI, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why you let's say announce to the participant that participant will get the money from GoPay or so on. Okay, thank you, Geri.
Yes.
Last question. Okay, actually I want to check because want to check the question. There is no question from audience. Okay, thank you. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay. Because you want to end our session, I want to every single speaker give the closing statement. Hussein, the first person, please share to us what is your closing statement.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting to speak on this, but okay. I think for the most important thing to take away from today's session would be like what you shared earlier, right? The new normal is we're not going to a full offline anymore, but let's embrace the new normal. Not just between the 5 of us, but of course the attendees and all the communities. And I think let's look forward to more interesting things. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for me, because I would also like to find out from the respective incubators, and also because I understand that each and every one of you will be showcasing your talent, your innovations and your startups on Thursday where your booths. Maybe you can also share with us a little bit more about the innovations that you are going to bring out, because I believe the key to maintaining a good relationship with the communities virtually is always to be ahead in terms of maintaining, in terms of the technologies that you use, and being aware of the trends and changes as fast as possible. I think thanks to COVID, we are now 100% the information age, right? And everything is done digitally. We thought that a move would take some time, but thanks to COVID, everything has moved there. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the rest have to share as well.
Thank you, Hussein. Move on to Masais. Masais, please give your closing statement, but also you can promote your incubator. What is your industry that you are looking for in order to people can join with your incubator?
Okay, first I want to thanks to Block 71 for this event. And I invite for all of you, the audience, to come or to contact us in Creative Hub Visipol UGM. Yeah, because we want to enlarge our network. So, because as I know, there are two aspects that become a factor for innovation. First is about collaboration, and then the second is we really close with the problem here. I mean, it's a social issue. So when we are together, we can collapse to growing and to developing our nation and to get the welfare. Thank you, Mas Herry.
Winta.
Yes.
Please give your closing statement and please promote what is your incubator looking for. And I wish so many participants will join with your incubator.
Yes, yes. Again, same as Matahari. Want to say thank you to Block 71 for this opportunity to take us on board, and then we can learn from all of the sesepuh, like the seniors for the incubator. And yeah, we are just like into the culture and smart product, like a collaboration between like biotechnology, IT, product design, architecture, etc. And just please take a peek to our innovation stage on the 19th as well, 19 November, 9 to 12, where we want to share our some projects related to cultural, and also we can have like a speaker from the head of the promotion board of Yogyakarta, so we can learn what is the strategy for the tourism. And also we have got like the UX design who will help all of the new startup founder or CEO, young CEOs, if they have like a problem as like stuck with it and want to have a new idea as well. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Winta. Last but not least, Geri, please give your closing statement and also promote what is JDV and what is you're looking for. I mean, what is industry that you're looking for your program?
Okay. Yes, I think our life in the future will change. We live said be shared with the virus. What we can do is improve the terms of event, community maintain, startup, and do as much collaboration as possible. JDV, which is engagement engaged in the digital world, digital business. Of course, we also hope that many new startups will bring innovation. JDV, which is part of Indigo by Telkom Indonesia, provide pretty good assistance, provide funding, and also market access that startup need to collaborate with several telecom business partner. I will startup join to Indigo in 2021, but 2022 close registration this month. Yes, Herry.
Thank you, Geri. Actually, I want to close this session, but I just realized there is 9 questions from audience, but I want to just read one question. Okay, this is for all of you guys, for Hussein, for Masais, for Winta, and for Geri. What is your tip to improve the working relationships among the members during this WFH? Since everything is done virtually, some people tend to withdraw themselves from society and avoid the meeting. Please answer this question. Who want to start? Geri, Hussein, Masais, Winta, want to start to ask the only one question, because yeah, actually there is 10 questions, but I just want to read one question because the time is over. Want to answer first? What is your tip to improve the relationship? Masais?
Okay, difficult question actually, and we are struggling with this also. Yeah. First thing, actually, we really enhance about engagement, and working with millennials is quite different. Working with another audience, I mean, yeah, and for in this recently, my tip is always stay close with them. Yeah, I mean, you routinely ask them what's the progress with your project, and then do you have any problems or issue that we can help. And the second, still remind them with the main problems that they want to solve. Yeah, so yeah, that's the tips in my opinion, because when they lose with their consumers, with their beneficiaries, so they don't want to catch up anymore. Yeah, thank you. Difficult question.
Thank you, Masais.
Thank you, Masais.
Who next? Who want to answer?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll go next. I think yeah, thank you, Masais, for taking the bullet first, because it gave us some time to think. I think for me, I agree with what Masais says, to be close to them and make sure that they're taken care of. and in this one way. But I'm not sure about the rest, but this is something that happened to me personally. So before joining Block 71, I was in several different startups, and a lot of them are quite well known today. I was in Lazada and Zilinggo as well in Indonesia. So because of when I talked to my friends who are still there, when COVID happened, they ended up working longer because the bosses also work longer, and they expect if I send an email at 9 p.m., 11 p.m., they still waiting for a reply. And sometimes as an employee, you feel like I have to reply, because my boss is working so late. But I think maybe it's an Asian culture thing, but I think managing the expectations of your team and the people that you work with, I think is really important. Nowadays, we try to, even if I send an email very late, unless it's super urgent, I try to avoid doing so, because I don't want people to just, they might be resting, having their dinner and spending time with their loved ones, but I don't want them to address the email just because I sent it at such a late time. I might be working late, but I don't expect you to work late. I think that's the understanding that we try to inculcate between the teams within Block 71 as well. Of course, there will be times when we need everyone to put in the hours, but we compensate that, and it's more about how you manage the team, how you bond together, and manage one another's time and respect one another's time. Yeah, I think that's the greatest tip I can give, to manage the fatigue, not just from emails, meetings, and Zoom. Yeah, but of course to adapt to the new normal, as you say. Yeah.
Thank you, Hussein. Winta, what is your tip to improve working relationship among the team members during this WFH?
Ideally, because I know it's good, but I'm trying as well. It's just like to set up the annual meeting, of course, like chilling out annual meeting, just like talkie, whatever. And then maybe just like put silly costume or games, kind of like that. And the second is just like positive appreciation. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, we were working hard, like everything just like struggling. So just like positive appreciation, like say thank you as well. And then just like, yeah, well done, a good job, and kind of like that. I think it's just like a good thing to do. So.
Thank you, Winta. Last panelist, Geri, what is your tips to improve the working relationship between team members during WFH?
We always hold meeting at any time by WhatsApp group, email, and communicate with them and give appreciation to them. Always communicate by group and manage by email, and maybe this we will give appreciation, and maybe anytime by WA and email. This we to do.
Okay, Geri.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the answer. Anyway, thank you so much for your thought, your experience, your knowledge. Thank you so much for Winta and Geri and Hussein and Mases. I have key takeaways that the next time a virtual community is must. It's something new normal, and you need to create your new strategy to convert your offline engagement become online engagement. Thank you so much to attend our session. See you next time, and bye. I will come back to Kang Iki.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you very much, Kang Herry, and all the panelists for this session. Okay, thank you very much for all the viewers and of course all the participants. And of course, I would like thank you very much to all the the panelists for the last session of the day. Thank you very much, Kang Herry. Thank you very much, Hussein, Winta, and also Mas Sais and Mas Geri. It is our pleasure to put it this session as the last of the day of innoXjogja, the first day of innoXjogja. Okay, viewers, before I'm signing out for today events, I want to a little bit introduce you and also reminding you about our innoXjogja activation. All right. So first of all, I want to share about tomorrow agenda. We start in early morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. We have our innovation stage with Amicom showcase, and then the theme or the panel of the one from Amicom is Agritech, Hardtech, and Animation. So don't forget to joining us tomorrow morning. And then after that, we will go to the main stage, which is actually the first panel session of the day with the myth buster of the marriage of startup and corporation. And this session, it will be moderated by me. And of course, it will be happy for me to have you all to join with our session. Don't forget to get into your Jogja and also watch the first session at 10 o'clock. And then on 12:30, we come back into our innovation stage. We have our UEE showcase, the growth of hub ecosystem and sustainability. It actually at 12:30 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. So you can also access it from your Jogja platform. And then on 2:30, we will back to the main stage with gaming in Indonesia. And this session, it will be virtual, and there's Danang Jufri as our moderator. And our panel is Desmond Tan, the CEO of Bounty, Rico Julian, Manager Games and New Digital Brand and Communication at Telkomsel, and also Jason Ong, the General Manager of AKG Games. And then after that, we're back to innovation stage at 3:30 p.m. with the showcase of UGM IA, the Uniscience Techno Park. It will be started at 3:30 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. And then we will continue at 5 o'clock with the last session of our second day tomorrow with the theme of Make or Break, the birthplace of the next generation of techpreneurs. It will be moderated by our beloved General Manager of Block 71 Indonesia, Agustin Marjanti, and also paneled by Ahmad Al-Junaid, the CTO and the co-founder of Pinhome, Buniman Wikarsa, the head of the startup ecosystem Amazon Web Service or AWS, and then Dina Deliana, the director business and incubator at School Business of ITB, and also Imade Andi Arsana, the head of international office of UGM. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be happy to closing off our session of this today. But again, don't forget to check out your Jogja platform and then also check out our virtual booth from all of our participants. You can check from VCs, investors, corporates, and also startups and make it to connect. Remember, this Jogja platform we presented to make you to connect and networks with all the participants, not only from Jogja, not only from Indonesia, but whole Asia. All right, I'm Rizky Ramadan. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope we'll see you again tomorrow. And thank you very much. Goodbye.